Hi, it's Anders with another Trade Show Marketing Minute, and today we're going to talk about relativity. Now, not of the physics kind, but more of relative size. Let me get to my little whiteboard here, all right? My portable whiteboard. Let's say that you're a company with a small booth, a 10 by 10, and you take some sales guys, okay? And in this case, let's say there's 4 sales guys. I probably didn't even draw those to scale, but you know that if you put 4 people in a 10 by 10 booth, it's getting a little tight. Now you got to think about that if those are all 4 salespeople all dressed alike and you're a prospect wandering up, it's going to be somewhat intimidating because you have so many people all dressed alike, almost looking like a gang in that small area, okay? And that's too much. It's too much to put in there. So if that was the case, if you're a small company with a 10 by 10, 2 of these guys should be going on breaks and you should be scheduling that so that there's only about 2 guys in the booth at the same time. 2 people, I should say. Now, conversely, there's another problem that you have when you have a huge booth. When you have a huge booth and you've got your salespeople, all right, and even if you've got some prospects in there as well, the thing is with a huge booth, like a 50 by 50, or of course booths get bigger and bigger every year, is that the bigger the booth you have, the more empty it looks, right? Just because there's more space. You need to put more people in that booth to make it look like there's something going on in there. Now, of course, if you put in more salespeople, that doesn't really do it justice because it's embarrassing to have more salespeople in a booth than prospects. It looks like you're not busy at all. So the question is, how do you get these warm bodies in your booth? Because warm bodies in your booth, that's about social proof. That's showing that something's going on here. There's something of interest. People see that and they want to be a part of it. They want to get in that booth too. They want to find out what's happening. And of course, that's how you position yourself, how you posture, how you can put your best foot forward and say that you're number one in the market. That way people are always interested in what other people are interested in. It's like reality TV, if you will. But anyway, so how do you put these people in? There's a few things you can do. One of them, of course, is, and the reason I'm bringing this up, is using an infotainer, using a trained presenter who specializes in bringing crowds into the booth and then educating those crowds, turning those crowds over to the salespeople. That's one of the things you can do. Some people have a big draw for a big item, an expensive item, perhaps a car at some of these trade shows. It could be something of great value. That only works once, right? People will fill in, they'll all come, they have to be present for the draw, and then you get them there in the booth. That's one way of doing it. Some demonstrations can be quite interesting. In fact, when you look at some of the reports, demonstration is the #1 way to get people to the booth. But if you don't have something that can be demonstrated, if you don't have the product, what do? And again, that's when an infotainer can actually use visual metaphors to communicate what you do for people. Anyways, just some thoughts. How do you get people into your booth? Create that social proof. Show that people are interested in your company and you're #1 in the market. Until next time, I wish you the success in your trade show exhibiting.